Welcome to Rise and Thrive. This is the podcast with the leaders that help our communities thrive. And the inspirational stories we hope will move you into more community engagement. I'm your host, Patrice Dayton. My guest today is Misty Hess. Misty is a Vermillion County Commissioner. Welcome so much, Misty.
Thank you for having me, Patrice.
We appreciate you coming from beautiful Clinton, Indiana to join us. Now, you have been involved in higher education for 26 years, then just recently elected in November to the commission there in Vermillion County. Can you take me back and tell me how you got to this point?
Yeah. So after working in higher education for so long, I started noticing areas in our community where I felt more could be done. So especially at the local level. Sure. So I've always loved helping people. And so I felt that I could do that at this. So I thought, well, here I go. I could make a difference in our community. So I decided to throw my hat in and just, be a part of that commitment and the change. So, but at the core of my decision was my family.
Sure.
And the families in the county that I love. So I might get a little choked up because the county does mean a lot to me. So,
well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's why we have this, to talk about the counties and to talk about the people that are making a difference. You're making a difference, which is wonderful. Now, Vermillion County has a history, from my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, of having primarily male commissioners, male leaders. And obviously you're a female leader, which is wonderful. I love to see women succeed and be leaders. Were there any challenges in this? Is there anything that you have to approach differently?
So, I thought about this and thought about it, and I'm sure there's going to be some challenges at some point, but I have a really supportive board of commissioners. R.J. Donovan and Bill Peebles have done nothing but supported me, and I believe we're all serving for the right reasons. That's to make a difference in our county and do what's best for the community. As far as advantages go, I'd say I bring a different perspective. I'm a mother. I'm a woman. I'm a mother and I run a household, so I definitely bring that motherly perspective that I feel like brings us together. So I would say those are the advantages that I bring. But more often than not, I feel like they are very supportive of the things that I bring up. So.
Well, and what little I've seen, you guys seem to be friends, which makes it nice.
Yes. Well, we're very close. I feel like, if I call them and they call me, if they needed something, we'd be there. And I think that's part of serving your community. And so we would do that for just about anyone we would do that for anyone in our community. In need.
Now, you talked about being a mother, and tell me about your kids real fast.
Yeah. So I have my son just turned 20, my oldest son, Zach Hess. He's at Indiana State University studying kinesiology. He's going to be a sophomore, so that's really hard. And he's on the football team there. So he has a busy schedule, but I love being a part of that and being there to support him. And my 15-year-old will be a sophomore in high school at South Vermillion High School. And he also, we just got back from football camp, so I serve on the touchdown club and for South Vermillion, and that was a lot of work. But again, I think it goes back to serving and showing up when it's important. So.
Right. Being a part of your community.
Yes.
And you volunteer a lot in your community. In fact, I've read that you have a servant's heart.
I do. Mm-hmm.
We need more people to do that. Mm-hmm. What would you say for people to step up? What drives you? Perhaps will drive them.
So I would say that volunteering has always been a part of my life, and I wanted to set an example for my two sons so that they understand the importance of giving back, not only just to them, but to the youth in our community. So, it starts with the youth, and we really have to uplift them and make a difference in order to make a difference in our community. So.
Well, and this is obviously something very important to you. No, I think it's great. It's important to you, and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So can we talk a little bit more about that, why it's so important? I know I'm going off your script a little bit here, but let's just talk from the heart.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Why is it important for people to help the community?
Because that's where you make change. That's where change happens. one of the most important things is the youth of the communities. Mm-hmm. And I feel that if we're raising them properly, they're going to be able to walk into the roles that we're going to leave one day. Mm-hmm. And I think that is super important. I don't know if I learned that growing up, because as a young adult or just a teenager, I served a lot in my church with my grandmother, and so maybe that's why it's instilled in me. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest thing is that it really does make an impact in your communities, and the youth is so important. They're the future of America, and so we have to start there. So, and then, I think we're starting a couple of different junior commissioner programs. So we're super excited about that. RJ's really been honing on that. And so kicking that off, I think they're going to do a swearing in probably in the next couple of weeks. So it just, that really instills in our youth to get involved and make a difference in not just our community, but it's also going to change the world one day. That's my dream. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Good for you. Well, and we need to get more young people mm-hmm. involved in civic engagement.
Yes.
Doing like what you're doing. You're working a full-time job at ISU, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then this commissioner job is supposedly part-time, but I'm sure it's taking up full-time.
Yes.
But you're making a difference.
Yes.
Yes. That's wonderful. And you're teaching other young people. And we want to keep those young people in our communities. We don't want them moving away.
That is so true. I think one of the I think I go back to, one of the important things is my oldest son, when we were, I think he was probably a freshman, and my husband had changed jobs. And so he went to Fort Wayne and lived for 3 years while we stayed behind and lived in Vermillion County. And one of the most important things I think that really let me know that we were rooted in this community was that he said this is the only place he wants to be. So I was like, so the importance of that has impacted me, and just was like, this is where we're going to be. So let's make a difference here. So
good for you.
Yeah.
You're going to make me cry, Misty.
I know. I got to quit crying. People are going to be like, she cries a lot. But
I think it's wonderful. Honestly, it shows how much Vermillion County means to you.
Yeah.
They're lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
That's wonderful. When campaigning for commissioner, you mentioned family values.
Yeah.
Now, you've kind of touched on that, but anything else that you think, since you've been in that commissioner seat for a few months now, anything else that you feel is family values, that means family values or needs to be focused on?
When I'm thinking about like the different family values, I feel like, integrity, responsibility, respect. I feel like the three commissioners that are in the roles now, not that there weren't before, but I feel like we bring that to the table. And so just making sure that we, support one another, even though we have differences of opinions, because I will let you know that we don't always agree upon the same things.
Well, of course.
But, but it helps us when we are united and we stand together to make a difference, I guess. So
for the families of the community. Absolutely. Now, let's talk about some of the biggest challenges that Vermillion County is facing that you have seen so far.
Like many rural areas, we're navigating issues like infrastructure, broadband access, healthcare access, retaining our younger population. Right. When I think I spoke on that a little bit, so it's important to make a difference, and I think that's where it comes in. So that's how we're going to retain our youth, is by making a difference in our youth and seeing what we do in the community, setting an example for them. And I'd say the other challenge is, the Senate Bill 1. Forcing counties to cut budgets over the next 4 years. And I'm pretty sure, we don't know what that entails. And I don't know if anyone else knows what that entails, but those are going to be things that we're going to have to hone in on and make changes to. So,
well, and you mentioned things that every community in our Wabash Valley suffers from, I guess is maybe not the word, but is the challenge they're facing. Infrastructure, this new bill with the cuts from the state, which, as you know, will happen over time.
Yes.
And the unknown is the worst part.
Yes.
Keeping our youth, getting people to come back, families to come back. So all you can do, those are huge challenges that every community is facing. So, and of course you're going to have differing opinions. That's what's great.
Yes.
Different opinions are great.
I think I just mentioned this other day, we wouldn't want 5 of the same people sitting at the table because you'd never have a different outcome.
Right.
So, that's how we change, and that's how people bring their different experiences.
Right.
And that's where it opens eyes to other opportunities, I think. So that's why it's so important.
Wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different idea of success or different definition of success, and everyone probably has a different philosophy of leadership.
Yes.
You have stepped in a leadership role in your community amongst many, I'm sure. What is your philosophy of leadership?
So for me, leadership is about listening and serving. I think I've spoke a lot about serving. So, and being accountable. It's not about having all the answers, because I don't have all the answers. And when people call me, I'm like, I don't know the answer to that, but I'll tell you what, I'll give you a call back. I'll figure it out. It might not be tomorrow. It might be in 30 days. It might be in a year. But those are things that, just making sure that I'm listening to the constituents and the people that I love in Vermillion County. It's about bringing people together. So, RJ and Bill and I feel like we work really well together. And then that also makes it easier to work with the community in the entire county. I know that we're set up in districts, but I feel like if someone from District 3 called District 1, we would all work together to make it happen.
Sure.
And so making informed decisions. So, like I said earlier, it's important to have all those 5 people at the table, because someone brings a little bit of different information. And so you can make a more informed decision. Always aiming to leave things better than what you found them is really kind of what leadership is to me.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Let's talk about failure.
Yeah.
We all have had them. Yes. We all make mistakes. And I believe I learn more from making mistakes. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that way? I
do. Yeah. So, I just actually had this conversation the other day with my son, and, failure teaches us what didn't work, mm-hmm. and the outcome of that is the growth. Mm-hmm. So if we're failing and we are constantly, if we fail, and we look back and we say, okay, what happened? What are the things that we learned from that? What's the growth that they gained from that? To me, that's not a failure. To me, that's successful, mm-hmm. Because you've learned from that, and now you can go out and you can share that with others. So then maybe potentially they won't make the same mistake and failed in that area.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You were most likely a role model to the little girls in Vermillion County.
Yeah.
What would you say to those little girls today?
I would say use your voice, make a difference, and own your space.
You're so sweet. I love it. It's just so great.
Well, thank you.
Let me ask this first.
Yeah.
Is there anything exciting you want to talk about that's coming up for Vermillion County? I'm kind of throwing this one in there.
Yeah. So RJ's been working on a kayak launch, and nice. So that's going to be released. That'll be on our Facebook page. So at the end, I think I've got some information I'll share out. But we post a lot of upcoming and exciting events and on our Facebook page. So then we are trying to get the word out. We have a program that RJ's done a lot, so I might give him a big shout out here. Bill has too, but RJ, he's the president of the commission, so he does quite a bit behind the scenes, and he's been working on the kayak launch. We've got the junior commissioners that's coming up. I had mentioned earlier. I'm super excited about that. And then let's see what else we got going on. We currently have an ambulance survey that we would love for people to take. So that's out on our website. We've got a new program called text.gov. And so that program we kind of push out all of our information to, because a lot of times we don't really have a newspaper right. anymore. So that's where a lot of people got information. So trying to figure out where to send that information so people are well informed has been one of our challenges as well. But I feel like we're doing a great job of picking up those pieces. So,
and your Facebook page is Vermillion County Commissioners?
It is.
And
mm-hmm.
what's your website?
Let's see. I think it's Vermillion County, just the Vermillion County government website. So
okay. Usually in.gov.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if people need to reach you, same way, go into Facebook or...
You can go into Facebook. They can also send me an email. So my email is misty.hess@vermillioncounty.in.gov. And they can also come to commissioner meetings. So we have every first Tuesday of the month is a commissioners meeting. You can definitely listen, and we have a public hearing. There's comment. So if you have something to say and you want to say it in the comment, you can do that. So we'd love to hear you and love to hear your voices, because that's how we make our decisions, is based off our people that we love in Vermillion County.
Absolutely. We need to encourage more people to come to commissioner meetings in every county to speak up.
Yes, because if you're not speaking up, sometimes we don't know about it. So, speaking up and using your voice is really important, because we want to hear from you. So.
Wonderful. Anything, Misty, that we have missed that you want to add?
I want to thank you and to everyone who gives their time and energy or kindness to help our communities grow. Public service isn't about titles. It's about showing up. And I'm honored to serve, and I'm excited about the future of Vermillion County.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and I know you'll do great things there in Vermillion County.
Thank you so much, Patrice.
Misty Hess, Vermillion County Commissioner from District 1, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
The Wabash Valley, of course, needs more role models and leaders like Misty Hess. We hope you will rise and thrive. Rise up and help our communities thrive. I'm Patrice Dayton. I hope you have a great day.